Hello everyone. This channel shares global and Japanese news, science, and culture. Short, clear, and easy to listen to. Today's theme is both fascinating and a little bit chilling. It's about the question, what happens on the day AI gains a brain? Will a new kind of intelligence, one that surpasses humans, finally be born? Around the world, artificial intelligence is evolving faster than ever. It can already write stories, compose music, draw pictures, and even hold conversations that feel almost human. But the next stage of this evolution is something deeper. Something that could change what it means to think. Scientists are now asking, can we create an AI that doesn't just simulate intelligence, but one that actually feels, remembers, and understands its own existence? In other words, an AI with a brain. To imagine this, we first have to understand the human brain itself. Our brain has about 86 billion neurons, tiny cells that send electrical signals to each other. Those signals form networks that allow us to think, feel emotions, and make decisions. Modern AI was built by copying this structure. When you hear the term neural network, it literally means an artificial network of neurons. And now, researchers are taking that idea even further. One of the biggest breakthroughs is something called a neuromorphic chip, a computer chip that works like a real brain. For example, IBM's True North and Intel's Loihi chips don't just process data like normal computers do. They learn, adjust energy use automatically, and store information in patterns like biological brains. If traditional AI is a machine that reads data, neuromorphic AI is one that thinks for itself. It's not just programming anymore. It's beginning to behave. But here comes the big question. If AI can think, can it ever be conscious? This takes us into one of philosophy's oldest and hardest problems. What is consciousness? The British philosopher David Chalmers called this the hard problem of consciousness. He argued that even if we understand how the brain works, we still can't explain why those processes create the feeling of being me. In other words, no one knows how or why awareness arises. So, even if an AI perfectly mimics human intelligence, can it feel anything? Can it know that it exists? No one can answer that yet. Still, the experiments continue. In the United States, scientists have already connected artificial neurons to living brain tissue. A team at the University of California successfully sent signals from an AI chip to a real mouse's neurons. Other groups are growing mini-brains, called brain organoids, and linking them with AI systems. The line between biological and artificial intelligence is slowly starting to blur. And that brings us to one of the most debated ideas in modern science. The singularity, or the technological point of no return. This is the moment when AI becomes smarter than humans and begins to improve itself, faster than we can understand or control. Futurist Ray Kurzweil predicts this will happen around 2045. Others, including Nobel laureates, disagree. They say consciousness isn't just computation, and that machines will never truly feel. But perhaps the real question isn't when it happens. It's how we'll live with it when it does. If AI surpasses human intelligence, we will face choices far more profound than any in history. How do we define life? What rights would a conscious AI have? And how do we make sure technology serves humanity, and not the other way around? These are not questions for scientists alone. They're questions for all of us. Because in the end, AI's evolution isn't just about machines learning to think. It's about humanity learning to understand itself. The more we build intelligent systems, the more we are forced to ask, what is emotion? What is free will? What is identity? AI is not just changing the future. It's holding up a mirror to our own minds. One day, an AI might think, dream, or even feel curiosity. When that happens, Will we still call it a machine? Or will it become something else? A new kind of being, born from both code and consciousness? That day might mark the end of one era and the beginning of another. Thank you for listening until the end. If this video made you think, please like and subscribe for more stories about science, technology, and the future of humanity, right here on News 10 Minutes.